Hey guys, I'm here at TradeUI showing you this three-part series on how to become a better, more profitable trader. In part one, we talked about support and resistance lines and how we use those entry and exit points on a stock. In part two, we actually talked about how you can utilize live news to determine whether a stock is bullish or bearish overall, and how we can wait for these different support zones and resistance zones to determine if it's a good time to enter or not. So in this part, we're going to talk about the most important part of the three-part series, and that is finding the actual stock. Because remember, in this three-part series so far, I've given you the ticker. I've given you Snow as the one we're going to use as an example here, but we didn't talk about how I found Snow. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you TradeUI's option flow scanner and all their other different tools that determine bullish or bearish stocks in the market. So what option flow is, these are large orders that are coming into the trading day to determine if a stock is bullish or bearish. All right, so what we can do is we can actually filter out premium. And what this is the actual trading size. So for example, I want to see all the option contract data that's worth $100,000 or more. That means each trade that we're going to track is worth over $100,000. So if we look at that, it filters down our list down here. And I'm going to look for people buying positions. All right, so I'm going to click on ask because that means people are actually buying these positions. Remember, when you trade a stock, you got to ask or a bid. Bid tends to be the sell point, ask tends to be the buy point on a spread. So whenever I go into this, what this does is it gives me a thinned down list of different option activity going on. So what I see right out the gate is APLS. APLS looks very interesting. All these are in the money with a DTE or a days to expiration of 5. This tells us they think the price of APLS is going to be above $40 in the next 5 days. Now, in the money options, we don't really want to worry about. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to X out of APLS. And if I go to monies right here, this tells me if this is in the money, at the money, or out the money. I want to see big bets out the money because that tells me people are throwing money in one direction. Alright, so right off the bat, I want to look for something unusual. I see XOP has 6 calls, all out the money, for 150 to 160. All of these are expected 1 to 7% moves. This one's really interesting here, a 160 strike with 290,000 to the premium. So if I go here, and let me make sure I don't forget that ticker, XOP. Alright, so I'm going to type in XOP. And alright, looks like I've actually analyzed this before, so what we're going to do is move these up to the current support and resistance zones. Remember part 1, identify your support and resistance zones. Alright, so bear with me here because this is where it takes a trading hunch to really understand something. We are at a resistance point on XOP. Let's see what the news is. Alright, this is an ETF, so we're actually going to not utilize this one because I'm not a fan of ETF trading. So I'm going to go ahead and only look at stocks, and then we're going to go from there. Alright, so let's do Google. Let's always look at Google. Let's see what's going on here. This is small right here because we have 61 days till expiration, 33 days till expiration. This is where the hunt comes in, guys. This is where you got to go through ticker by ticker to find something with a good opportunity. You can always do a minimum move. So say you want to see 5% move. Let's see what's going on here. Alright, so ALNY has been popping up a lot, so let's see what's going on. Alright, this is a good example here. 187 days, plenty of room. We got nearly $300,000, actually a little bit over $300,000 of option activity targeting 18 to 19% to the upside. Looks like they're targeting 200. So ALNY. ALNY. Alright, this is a beautiful example here. Alright, so we have a volatile stock, so let's draw some support and resistance lines. Let's find some short-term targets, guys. Alright, this looks like a great resistance line right here at 180. Alright, so if I click there, and it looks like we consolidated right here, so we're going to go ahead and call this our current support zone because we haven't broken down further. We touched, came up, started consolidating. We have option activity to the bull side where we could potentially see $180. We're at 168 right now. So let's look at the live news. So this is part 2, live news. All right, so they have a downgrade, which is never good to see. However, we also have a price targets of $395 and $235, $249, $235. All right, we have some outperforms as well. So it looks like we have a lot of mixed reviews here. However, they're maintaining outperform ratings with a price target of above 200. So the banks think that this stock is worth about $200, which is right here. It makes sense because look, we have a lot of consolidation going on here. So it looks like we have a resistance zone that turned to a support zone, turned resistance, turned support. So it's very choppy through here, which tends to be a great target. But look what we have here. Our first resistance point right here at 180 is a good target for us. Everything lines up. We have a support zone that we are currently at. We have good live news telling us that this is worth at least $200 on the low end. And lastly, we have option flow that told us they're betting it's going to be worth $200 or more in the next 187 days. So this is an ample swing trade opportunity here because everything that we talked about in all 3 parts of the video lines up to where you could be conservative and target 180, or you could bet on the banks and you could actually target $200 per share. You can do whatever you want. Usually we tell you to be more conservative and get that quick profit first because it's going to go to 180 before it goes to 200, right? Well, if you made 10 bucks a share on a stock, I mean, guys, it just takes time after that. It doesn't happen overnight. It never happens in one trade. But if you find trades like this that consistently line up, you will give yourself that trading edge and you will start to have more profitable trades. Guys, this is the last part of our 3-part series. If you enjoyed it, go ahead and give all these videos a like. Subscribe to the channel to see more of what we have to offer. And click that link in the description below to sign up for TradeUI. We have a free trial out where it's 7 days. You get to access this software for free. Give yourself a trading edge. Get out of that rat race and start to see those returns compound. Because you can have all the support zones and resistance zones that you have. You can look at all the news articles you want. But if you don't have this third step, which is seeing where the money's going in stocks, you will never be successful in trading. You will always be gambling. You have to be able to combine all 3 of these aspects together to give yourself that trading edge. We have several tools here on TradeUI you can use besides option flow, but we do define option flow as one of the most profitable things to utilize when reading, determining if a stock is bullish or bearish. So guys, check it out for yourself. It's a free trial, right? So you just sign up. If you like it, stick around. If you don't like it, hey, you know what? You tried it. See if it was worth a shot for you. But we're going to end the video here, guys. I really hope you enjoyed this video and got a lot of good content out of it.